Okay, so the W3C markup validation service, and I'm going to give them my address, and hopefully they will see it. Excellent. And they've parsed all the code I've written, and I have a whole bunch of errors in it. Okay, so I have a lot of errors. So many errors. What's going on? Okay, let's start going through them. So I'm missing a required instance of title in my head tag. So this is really great. It's gonna help me like make my website be up to snuff. I'm like, okay, that's right. We do have that. So here it says internet map, right? In the tab. The creator did a great job here. They have a beautiful website and it has a nice title on it. Here I have like just the address that's showing up. So let me put the required instance of the child element. So it's a child element because it's inside of this title element, of the head element. Is that how the title element works? Yes, it is. Okay, great. And I'm going to write no, that's too obvious. Red lasers, how about that? Okay, so now I'm going to re-upload and continue. I've overwritten it, so now I'll go back here. I've reloaded. You can see the title has shown up at the top of the tab, and now when I go to the validator, hopefully I can just hit return again. Okay, great. So my first error is gone. I've like solved the first error. The marquee element is not allowed as the child of element H1. This is true. I'm going to leave that error in there because I know that the marquee element is a big problem and it is a pain and just like, you know, it's old and it's going to cause trouble, but I'm using it for comedic value. So I'm going to leave it there. But maybe if I was submitting this as an assignment and it has an error, I don't want to get marked down for it. So in this case, I would give you an exception. So we're going to write a comment, and this is very important also for when you are borrowing code. I think this is the correct way to write comments in HTML. I would write marquee tag in here just for fun. I think this is, yes, I remembered it correctly. Okay, so this is how you write a comment in HTML. We open with our regular tag opener brace, and then we have this exclamation point. So it's kind of like what's the same thing that's going on here, a little different, but similar. This doesn't render out as text either. And then we have the 2 dashes, and then we close with 2 dashes. And that means to the browser that this is a comment for someone inspecting the code and not tag to render or like information to convey visually by the browser. So I'm going to save this just so you can see what I mean. Re-upload it. So much of coding is just re-uploading. Okay, so now I'm going to reload. Oh, by the way, you're probably not seeing how I'm reloading. Command R on the keyboard is how a page is reloaded. There's usually also a circle icon at the top of your toolbar that also allows you to reload. Okay, so, and you can see it doesn't say, after I love lasers, it doesn't say, I know that the marquee tag is obsolete. I just put it in there for fun. So that's a comment, and please comment your code, especially if it's code that you borrowed or, you know, wrote with a friend, or if it's code that you're writing for someone else. So if you're borrowing code from someone else or using someone else's code or working with someone else, that means that this person that's going to be using your code next needs to have an explanation of what it's doing. So that's part of why we comment code. It's good practice for the programmers that come after us so that they can understand what's going on. And hopefully when you're looking at other people's code, it has comments in it as well. Okay. So the marquee error is still going to be there, but okay, now it says bad character after opening bracket, unescaped bracket. Yes, so typing out brackets in HTML, in an HTML document, but as the content. So these little brackets here at the bottom of my screen that are showing up as text is confusing to the browser because it thinks that it's part of an opening or a closing tag. So it's complaining about that. And there is a special character, this one, that I can use instead. But as you can see also, it's still rendered the text properly because, as I said, it's very forgiving. Okay, so we are at the end of class. So I'm going to stop at that and stick around for questions. So what you want to do is, I'm working in downloads, so I'll just make this here, is mirror your website structure on your computer. So I'm going to make a new folder and it's going to be my class website. This can be a different, the overall folder can be different because it's the contents that we're going to be uploading back and forth from the server. So I'm going to call this class website. And then in here, I'll also make a me file. And this index, the one that we've been working on, and the orange dog are in this file. And then the one that I just downloaded to my desktop is the one that's on the same level. So if we look in CyberDuck, we have index on the same level as me folder. And if we look in my computer, we have index on the same level as the me folder. And then if we look inside of CyberDuck, there's another index. And if we look inside of, if we look inside of the me that's inside of CyberDuck, there's another index. And if we look inside of the me that's on my computer. So we're mirroring what we're doing. I didn't synchronize all the other folders yet, but I have this basic structure in place. So this, the index of this folder, then I can just drag into Atom and they both look different. So Atom can open, I have 3 indexes open here. Okay, so does that explain does that answer your question rather?
Oh, yeah, so I have to like put it in a different folder. Like I have to download it to a different folder first from CyberDuck, and then I can put it in Atom.
Yeah, you want to have you want to organize your files on your computer in the same way that they're organized on the server. And while you're working on your files on your computer, you can just like work, and then when you're done, you can upload them in one go to the server.
Oh, okay. So now I see it on there. And then I could just like add the, like how you showed, like a hyperlink to that, to the me page.
Yes, exactly. So then you can go into your main index, which is on your computer now, and you can write the link, and the link would be, so it's a relative link. So that means we're not doing the whole HTTP blah blah. Um, we're just going to say, okay, so this index is here, and here's the me folder. So, okay, we know it's in me. And then you can see by looking at these web addresses that there's all these forward slashes. And that's something you see on your computer as well, right? Like when you're in your hard drive, it says like C, if you're on Windows, the hard drive is named C, and then there's a forward slash, and then there's like a blah, blah, blah for the addresses. So it's the same thing, same structure. And we're going to make that forward slash, and then because we have another index in here, that's our HTML project, we can write that. So we're saying, look inside, when you click on this link to the browser, look inside the me folder, and then look at the index file that's in that folder.
Okay.
Now it's very important when you upload this change that you upload it to the correct place, because it's going to overwrite your file. So I got out of the me folder, and I'm in the public HTML folder where the index is sitting, the main index. And I'm gonna take the main index from the folder on my computer and drag and drop it in here, and it's gonna ask me if I wanna overwrite it, so I am going to overwrite it. So if I had dropped that folder with the same name in the other file, I'm so sorry, if I had dropped that file with the same name in the other folder, it would have like overwritten my laser page, which I don't want. So, okay. And now we're going to go just here to the root directory. It's the base or the root of all our files. I'm gonna hit enter, and you can see that my very first HTML page here has turned into a hyperlink. It's underlined, it's clickable. I'm gonna click on it, and it takes me to the laser page.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna check now to see if it worked.
And we can also validate this page. I bet I'm gonna have much better luck and less errors with this page. Let's see. Yes, I only have a warning. So it's just warning me that when I declare my HTML tag here, when I'm saying document type HTML, it's saying it's not great, that I could say it in a better way.
Okay. Okay.
And here it's giving me like the solutions. Although it doesn't. This is kind of hard for me to read, so I'm going to ask the internet. So it says, add, or maybe I'll reread this more carefully. It says, consider adding a language attribute to the HTML start tag. Okay. So that's this HTML start tag. So, and as I mentioned, the attributes are like this hyperlink, href equals is an attribute, image source is an attribute, width is an attribute. So they're all formatted in the same way. So I'm going to write language or lang equals, and then in quotation marks. And then I'm going to look at what this is telling me, what kind of, what I should put in the quotation marks. It says, for further guidance, consult declaring the overall language page. and choosing language tags. Okay, so I'm going to declare this. And here it's a little tricky, but here it says for HTML, language attribute, and it says text /HTML. Okay, so I'll use that, text /HTML. Save. Okay, so I should be error free now, according to this validator over here. Let's see. I will be so happy if that's true. It's still unhappy.
If we have an error, like if we check this for these, make sure.
Shaibu, your microphone is on.
Oh.
But you're not talking to us. Yes. Go on.
So, like, we should make sure our website has no errors before we submit it for the homework.
Yes. But if it's something like, make sure it has no errors to the best of your ability. But if you find that you like I just tried this and there's still something wrong, it says subtag must not exceed 8 characters in length. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna try to figure out the proper formatting for this language equals text.html thing. But if I've spent like half an hour on it and I just haven't figured it out yet, then I'm going to write to the professor like, I don't know why there's still an error here. So you can always, so to the best of your ability, solve the errors and try to trace them and troubleshoot them. But of course, you can always write a communication.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now I'm going to just Google this because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, I think those are all my questions for now because I have to go to another class.
Yes. All right. Have a good week. I will see you on Monday or Wednesday.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Jerry, do you have questions? No, Jerry's gone. Okay. Bye, Jerry.